Hi everyone, I'm Mike and welcome to the channel. And today I'm going to share with you my favorite product that I use. It's my number one product that protects your outdoor gear, and it might end up being yours too. Now, before we get into the product that I want to share with you, there are several ways to waterproof your gear to protect it in the rain and moisture. And one type of method that you can use to protect your gear, especially it works good on your clothing and your shoes, is using beeswax. I've used wax, not beeswax, just because I didn't want to buy it or purchase it. What I did was got wax extremely soft and heated it up, and then I literally rubbed the wax, and this was nothing more than just basic candle wax, guys. It was nothing more famous than that. It was just basic candle wax that I used on some of my older shoes when I was first getting into the backpacking and camping world. And it proved itself very well. It did very good on my shoes. Now, I never used it on my camping gear, other like tents, just because of the volume it would take to do something like that. And I never used it on my backpacks. But I did use it on my shoes, and that method, I can tell you, does work. Beeswax, I've heard, works just as well as candle wax. I don't see how it wouldn't. I also know that there's another method out there you could use, is linseed oil. I think there's some other oils that some people use to waterproof their gear. Linseed oil tends to be the one I've seen used the most. I've never done it. It's basically laying your gear out, spreading linseed oil all over it, almost like troweling or soaking it in, and then you let it dry, and then you scrape off the excess, and that waterproofs your gear. Well, for me, straight out of the box, that's too messy. I knew that a long time ago. I was never going to try that method. Now, a third method you can use that I didn't even know existed is a vinyl product that you basically iron or heat on your clothing or your gear. Now, I could say that would probably do a really good job at keeping the moisture out and waterproofing your gear. But for me, again, that just falls back to like the linseed. It's just too messy for me. I would never go that route. I'm not saying it doesn't work, and I'm not saying it's not a good method. Guys, all these methods probably work great for everyone. But I wanted to let people know there's another method besides the one I use that they might want to go down, but I'm going to tell you the method I use and show you the product I use. And real quick before I get on to my method, another thing you guys can do if you have some products that you need to waterproof that are irregularly shaped, they have some plastic dip that you can actually dip stuff in. They do have like buckets of, I think if I remember correctly, it's liquid silicone that you just take your whatever you want, you dip it in, you set it aside, it dries, and that's completely waterproof. Again, kind of messy, it's up to you guys, but I wanted to throw that in there. Another method is spraying on your waterproofing. Now, I started with this product at least 12 or 13 years ago. Matter of fact, the product has went through several designs since I've started using it, and that's Kiwi's Camp Dry. And no, this product does not sponsor this video, nor did this product sponsor this channel in any way. Kiwi Camp Dry Heavy Duty Water Repellent offers tough silicone protection for backpacks, tents, boots, and all of your outdoor gear. Treated material stays odor-free after drying. Kiwi Camp Dry bonds to leather and fabric to create an extremely tough water barrier. The tough silicone keeps water out while still allowing treated materials to breathe. That being said of what the product is and what it consists of. Guys, I've been using this product for years and years, and it has never, ever, once failed me after I've treated something. Now, I have went back and treated something just because, you know, maintenance. I'm going to show you a couple more videos of me using this product and then go over how I apply it. There's two other things I like to spray a lot with this, and it's my hiking shoes, which I need to do these, some of these Morels have, and also my backpack. So when I have a shoe I need to do, all I do, of course, after shaking it up real good, is coat it heavy. This acts as a great water repellent for me. It's done great even on shoes. Like these aren't water repellent or waterproof. I've done this on them once before, worked great, and I wanted to show how easy it is to do. I'm just covering everything on the outside, laces and all, I don't care. I just cover it just like that and let it soak in. Do the other one. And this does an amazing job, guys, at keeping water out of your shoes if they're not already waterproof. You know, if you have a pair of Gore-Tex boots or anything like that, you don't have to worry about it. But if you have a favorite pair of shoes you like to use, or that aren't waterproof, or you have a pair that are and you want to give them some extra protection, that's all it takes. Go over it very well. I always go over right over the laces, and then I let it dry. This Kelty Red Wing 3100 is one of my favorite day packs I've had. I've had this thing for at least 10 years. I love this pack, but I've been wanting to do this lately. I've done this to several other of my day packs. Just going to show you all I do. Basically, I go over the seams real good, and the webbing, and the zippers. I do them first. This is not zipping up. Make sure nothing gets on the inside. And that one's not zipped up either. And then what I do, now that I know the parts that I care about the most, the zippers, are covered, I'll just spray the whole thing, just like I do a tarp. But I always do it in this type of pattern. You know, short bursts. I don't want too much glooping. But this has worked great for me on mine. I like, the other thing I like about this is that nice sheen you can see until it dries to let you know what you've covered and what you haven't. You don't have to go super heavy. This stuff really bonds well with fabric. And this is the Camp Dry heavy duty water repellent. This is what I always get. They have some other types that aren't considered heavy duty, but I prefer the heavy duty. It's just a little bit more, but it's worth it. And then once I've covered my pack, I'll just let it sit and dry. And this stuff is amazing at that. An amazing, amazing product. And of course, I'll show you what I've done to tents and tarps. Now here I am treating the Go Next tent, which I mentioned earlier. And like I said, I did the seams first, short little bursts, like 5 to 6 inches. And after I did that, which was a lot of seams on this tent, then I slowly started to do the entire sides. Those I did in continuous stream, but I tried to get this effect right here you see, where I get a nice glossing over, which tells me I have a lot on there. I do the same thing on all my tarps when I treat them. I'll do the seams as heavy as I can, and when I do them, what I'm trying to do is get a thickness of about 3 to 5 inches, about maybe 1.5 on each side, but it'll be a maximum of 3 to 5 inches. It's because I want that to really bond well, and I don't want to have to come back to it and treat it later. I'm hoping every time I treat a seam, it lasts me anywhere from 6 to 12 months before I do it again. All the years I've used this product, I've used it mostly on my shoes, even some of my hiking sneakers or hiking boots, and I've used it on my tents, just to go over the seams. They've never failed me on the seams. I just did it for maintenance. Like I would go 6 months or a year and just spray it again. I also used this product on the Coleman Sundome 2-person tent when it failed. Not a big fail, just a small fail along a seam. Sprayed this on. The tent has worked great ever since. I can't say enough about it. Also, I've used it on several of my shoes or boots that weren't waterproofed. They had no waterproofing on them. They weren't Gore-Tex. So I've used them, and that did work very well for me. Lightly sprayed it on some of my overnight packs, but on my day packs, I use this a lot just because you know how it is. You're out hiking, you get caught in the rain. At least I know the pack is sprayed. And even with a sprayed pack, the stuff inside has never gotten wet. Now, whenever I apply this product, what I've done is short sprays or bursts. The only time I have not done that is when I was doing the whole tent. And the only time I've ever done it on a whole tent was the Go Next tent I did it on, and that video will be up here. I only usually do it in short spurts. Like I'll spray at least 6 to 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches. I just do it like that so I can maintain it. But when I did the tent, after I did the seams that way, I was just spraying the whole thing down, just covering it as best I can. And as you guys can go back and see in the video, this stuff can last a long time, especially when you're only using it periodically or for touch-ups, or if you have a leak and you absolutely need it. So there you go, guys. That is my favorite #1 waterproofing product and technique that I use that keeps all of my gear safe when it's raining outside and when it's wet. What do you guys use? Is there a method that you guys love that's absolutely your favorite? I'd like to hear in the comments or put it down below any of my fellow viewers or subscribers who use any of the other methods that I talked about earlier. Especially, I want to see how other people did anything with the wax. I'm really curious. And if you did the vinyl, definitely put that up. I'm curious to see how that works. But like I said, if you want a quick, efficient, no mess way of keeping your gear dry, I can't say enough about Kiwi Camp Dry, guys. I really can't. Thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you guys again real soon. I got more products and adventures up coming on the way. I'm out for now. Bye, guys.